Hey everybody, it's Nick from 420expertguide.com. Today I wanted to be talking to you about CBD oil. First things first, please subscribe to my channel. I just started doing YouTube for the website and it would be really helpful if I could get an initial few subscribers to the channel. That would be really helpful and great. I'd be honored. Second thing about this video, I'm not going to be talking about health issues today. As it relates to CBD. That's a whole nother topic. And if you don't know about those already, you can do some research on that on your own time. And next, I just want to lay out this piece of advice. Don't buy CBD oil on Amazon because CBD is not allowed to be sold on Amazon. There are a bunch of merchants out there who are selling hemp seed oil, which actually doesn't contain CBD in it. And a lot of people are being tricked by that right now just because this industry is so confusing at the moment, either due to regulations or lack thereof. In this example, Amazon not allowing it yet, but people trying to work around it by confusing consumers and claiming that hemp seed oil is the same thing as CBD oil, which it's not. Just the other day, I was speaking to someone who was telling me that their family member uses CBD oil and swears by it, and then they showed me a listing on Amazon of the alleged CBD that their family member was using. It was a $15 bottle of hemp seed oil that actually didn't contain any CBD, and so I kind of had to explain to them that, look, this is an unfortunate part of the industry where people are being deceived about this, but you still have to go to the websites of the actual manufacturers of the CBD oil or go buy it in person and verify that there is CBD in the bottle. All right, so the first CBD oil that I've been using for the last few weeks is this one right here called Hemplucid. I just picked it up in person at a corner store. As you can see, 500 milligrams, 16.7 milligrams of CBD per milliliter serving. And I noticed a little bit when I started taking this, but not much. And I was actually taking more than the 1 milliliter serving because I knew that 16.7 milligrams per milliliter is on the low end of the dosage range. And so I was probably taking about 1.5 milliliters. So that brought me to 16, probably about 24, 25 milligrams of CBD per serving. And I was noticing a little bit, but I wasn't sure if I was getting the full benefit because I had never tried anything stronger. And so eventually I moved on to this one that you see here, Lazarus Naturals. We'll talk about that in a second. But after I bought this and I was reading about CBD and other people's experiences with CBD, I found that a lot of people actually do not experience that much when they use the 500 milligram potency levels. So I kind of recommend, I know everyone is different when it comes to sensitivity. What I would personally recommend is start out on the higher level, and then if you think it's too high for you, you can always adjust downward instead of starting out at the lowest or a very low dosage range and then not knowing if you are getting any of the effect or not. So at some point you're going to want to experience a high dosage so you can kind of, as I said, find that happy level. All right. Next is this one right here, which I actually did some reading about online, just through my own Google searching, and I found their website and I bought it. Bought this with my own money. Lazarus did not contact me or ask me to do this. And so I wanted the high dosage. Lazarus Naturals actually makes a standard potency, and then they make a high potency, which is, the high potency is 50 milligrams of CBD per milliliter. And this is classic flavor. They also have another flavor or two, which I wasn't a fan of. This is the natural cannabis flavor. So my experience with this stronger potency, and I'm only doing 1 milliliter per serving with this one. I'm not going to 1.5 milliliters. This one is definitely noticeable. The thing with this one is it's not always consistent in when it becomes apparent that you're experiencing the effects. For me, I've noticed the effects within an hour or two, and other times it's taken 3, 4, 5 hours even. And I'm not saying that's because it's bad. I actually like this one from Lazarus Naturals a lot, but I think it might have to do with the amount of time that you hold it underneath your tongue. And because that has to do with how quickly it gets absorbed into your bloodstream versus swallowing it and going through your digestive system. So what I've read is that you're really supposed to hold it for a minimum of 30 seconds underneath your tongue, and that's where the blood vessels are, and that's how it gets absorbed. I haven't necessarily been doing it for that long, so I could probably try holding it under my tongue a little bit longer, and I'll probably notice the effects a little bit sooner. But overall, I really do like the Lazarus Naturals, and it would be my personal recommendation to try one like this. This is really high quality stuff. You can smell it, you can taste it. When it hits your mouth, it's got that tingly cannabis feeling to it. And of course it's not cannabis, it's hemp. But it's got that tingly, it's full spectrum, and you can tell. Whereas this one with the lower potency, it doesn't have that tingliness to it. So I'm wondering if, and this one is also supposed to be full spectrum, so I'm just wondering what the difference is there. But you can really tell with the Lazarus Naturals. So another thing I wanted to point out when it comes to buying CBD oil is the price, the value and the price. So this little bottle here, 30 milliliters, I bought in a corner store. Obviously, that's not going to be the best price you're paying retail. I paid around $40 for this, but I also see that as a relatively common price for other CBD oils of this potency. And what I want to point out is I paid around $100 for this one. This bottle's double the size, and if you take 1 milliliter a day, it'll last you 2 months. Whereas if you use 1 milliliter per day of this one, which is less than I was taking per day, it'll last you 1 month. So if you break it down to monthly cost, this one really only costs you around $50 a month, and this one costs you $40, and I was using 1.5 milliliters per day, and so that would last you less than 1 month. So obviously the value here is in this one. You just have to lay out a little bit more initially. And the thing I also like about Lazarus Naturals is that the company seems to be a really good company. They offer discounts for veterans, and I'm not talking about a little 10% discount just to make you feel good. They offer 60% discount for veterans. That is big money when you're talking about a $100 bottle. And they also offer discounts for low-income people. I'm not sure how that works out because I didn't sign up for that, but I think it's also the 60%, at least at the time of making this video. So this is not a company that's all about the money. They are taking care of vets and low-income people. So it just says something about them. And then you get this product, the high quality product that I experienced with them. And honestly, I'm probably going to stick with this one. I just don't have a need to change around brands anymore. I found one that I like and works well, so that's what I'm going to stick with. And that's my opinion on CBD oil. That's all I've got to say, but I think there's some helpful tips in there if you haven't bought CBD yet and you want to find out a little bit about it. All right, so remember, don't get it on Amazon. It's not supposed to be sold on Amazon yet, and there's a lot of people selling hemp seed oil, which is totally different. And that's it. Give my channel a subscribe if you liked the video. Thanks a lot, guys.